Good morning, Stampers. It's Friday, so it's Fun Fold Friday. This is Becky Hahn at Becky's Stamping Studio in Davenport, Iowa. Today, the fold I'm going to share with you is another one I would have done with my butterfly class, but with the products not available, I am going to show my original, which actually is my aunt's. I can't find mine. Mine looks just like this, and it's on my blog. Only she's cut out and added some extra cute little butterflies. So if you check it out on my blog or backtrack on my Facebook page, you'll think, oh, that wasn't the same card. The rest of it is pretty much, you know how it is when you recreate a card. This one has, I'm calling the angle fold card or corner angle fold because we already have a corner flip that I can do sometimes. So this is more of an angle fold. If you're searching for them for ideas, you can also find it under corner flip. But when it flips up, and you can decorate the inside a variety of different ways. It's really a quick and simple card to do, but I wanted to start with the one that you have seen, and then I will show you how to create your own. The first thing you're going to do, let me get you the supply list if you want to do this with me. You're going to need a half a sheet of cardstock, cut like we normally cut a half a sheet of cardstock of the color of your choice. You're going to need a full quarter, that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch of Whisper White, something that's you'll discard the rest of it. But it does need to be a full quarter, and you'll see why. Then you'll also need a layer of DSP, and for your first try at this, I would only use one layer, and I'll show you the difference between one layer and two layer on the top. You'll need a bone folder, a straight edge, which is actually a ruler of some kind. I guess I should have added pencil. And you'll need a trimmer or scissors. A lot of the angle cuts will be done as you go. I saw this done, and the gal was so confusing. So hopefully I've made this a little easier for you to duplicate. Okay? So that's what you're going to need if you're doing it along with me. Okay. Today I am going to use the Art Gallery Suite. I haven't used this too much yet, and I was looking for, because the butterfly card used elements that we were able to cut out of the designer paper. I was looking for another suite that we could do the same thing. And so what I chose was the Art Gallery. It is currently in the mini catalog and will be available. I'm here more for the fold, but I did want to show you why I chose this particular one. So this is the stamp set. There are a few dies that cut out images, but this bigger one down here also cuts out a flower on the paper. There's also a couple really nice, I call them more of a rickrack label. I meant to cut one of those so I could put it on my card. I guess you'll have to look at the finished product when I'm all done and post it. So that's the stamp set and dies, which you may have seen already. This is the paper that I am the sheet of paper that I am using. And I liked it because you can pick a couple of the flowers and you don't have to fussy cut them. I think this one works. I think this one works. So you can cut it out of the paper. I did want to share with you that this is hand painted. There's a lot of texture. Our CEO, Sarah, showed the actual paintings from one of our awesome staff people. This is the side I'm going to use. What's really neat is there is also some coordinating acetate that goes with this. see how you can see the brush strokes? It goes so nicely with the textured paint, I think it's called. To me, it looks like spackling. So that's one of the sheets. We have another sheet that looks like this. And then it has a coordinating piece of acetate. Can you see that? It's just gorgeous. You can see how much I've used it. I haven't, but I have intentions. So it's really, really pretty. And then if you flip it over, I'll show you a card I've done with this background, and a lot of people have used this on their cards. So you might have seen it, but there is kind of a quatrefoil look that goes on top and fills in the spots. This is gold, but if you prefer a silver side, you flip it over and you get silver. So there's 3 sheets of this acetate that can go on top of the paper. The other one is this neat corner design. And these all, if you cut them into 6 pieces, you end up with 6 beautiful cards. Here's the paper. And then the acetate is sold separately. It is only available in the mini catalog. It is not carrying over to the annual catalog that goes live on May 4th. The other couple sheets that you may have seen are these flowers with a nice background. I love this piece, the colors in this. Again, it's kind of a corner piece. I'm a little closer. You girls said you liked it close, so I didn't back it off. This is a nice base. I looked at this for my card for today. This has some interesting colors. And part of the reason this paper then is not carrying over is you've got pretty peacock in it. And I think maybe some terracotta tile, which are retiring in 2 weeks. And so you've got really, really nice ombre kind of look. So what you need to do first is take your quarter sheet of cardstock, and you need a straight edge. This is my absolute favorite. When I lose it because it's clear, I get angry at myself. You are going to create a pattern. And once you create your pattern, you can use it again and again and again. So what you're going to need, and I'll try and kind of set this to this side, is the reason you need a full size is you're going to use this to create your crease, and you need an exact 90-degree angle. So what you're going to do is take your ruler and place a dot at 3.5 across the long side, and then you're going to take your ruler at 2.5 and place a dot or a tick mark, whatever you want to call it. And then you draw a line, okay? Connect the dots. Now, this is where you need your scissors. I've just got my snips here, or a blade trimmer. This piece you don't need. This piece you can use again and again and again. Pattern. And whatever else you feel you need to add to that, okay? So I'm starting with a piece of Poppy Parade, which you'll fold in half and burnish, crease, whatever you like to think of. I like to do this on my silicone mat because you're going to take your bone folder, that same corner you just used. So put it in the corner, take your straight edge again. If you want to put adhesive on that pattern, you can. I just don't. And then score it with your bone folder. Now, it does kind of come through here, but you're going to fold it. So obviously this isn't going to work. So on the back side, flip it over. So now your word pattern is right sides together. Use your straight edge and your bone folder to score again. And that's it. Now, you probably can't see that real well, but you have a really nice score line in that corner. and a really nice score line in that corner. And then it should all kind of meet right here. So what's really kind of tricky is this gets inverted and I start folding it. Kind of pinch it to the point, and I crease as much of it as I can up to that point. Then you go to the other side. This side is much easier. You can start in the point, and then you fold it all down. Kind of true things up a little bit if you need to, and that might happen. That happens with folds. Card making is not an exact science. And there's your base. Okay, now it looks like I have a little bit here. I'm just going to leave it for now because that doesn't bother me. Okay, so you've got your base. So now you need your designer series paper that you chose. And I'm just doing one layer. So this is a regular 4" by 5 1/4" inch piece. And you're going to have to take your base to create the right angle. I always create my cards with 1/8 of an inch all the way around the edge. So that's what I need. Now you can see or center it. It depends on, because remember mine ended up being cut a little wonky. All right, so then you've got a crease right here and a crease right there. And I put a pencil tick. Can you see that? Okay, I'm going to remove that, and now I'm going to either use a pair of scissors or I get out my trusty cutter, and you put the line in the groove, and the line in the groove, hang on tight, cut it away. Save this piece. Okay, now I check to see. This is a lot of check and see. Okay, so right now it should be the correct angle, and I'm a little off. Okay, but it's going to meet. If you wanted to meet that corner or that folded edge, fine. I want a little bit of an edge, so I have 1/8 of an inch here. I want 1/8 of an inch here. I'm going to get back under my cutter. What's nice about this is it has kind of a putty color edge right here. That's about 1/16 of an inch. So if you want to start with that, fine. Hold on tight. And that did not cut even, which is okay, but I'll see if I need to do a little. Yep, I do. And so this is what, I'm glad it did that, because this is what you're going to have to do to get it to be, and it's not rocket science, ladies. If it works, it works. All right, that one looks better. You can also kind of see by your pattern if you have a pattern in your paper like I do. Yeah, there we go. See how that edge is a little better? Okay. I forgot to grab my seal, so I guess now you can put this there. Okay, now you've got your front. Oh, and in case you haven't looked to see what the inside is like, that's kind of fun too. You will need a white piece. Maybe the one I just trimmed will work. Not quite. This is the piece I trimmed my pattern off of. If I trim, it was a full size. If I trim 1/8 of an inch here, 1/8 of an inch here. What you really need for the inside is a piece of 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. All right, like this. I have a piece here, but it's not quite for it. So what you do is you take your 4 by 5 1/4, you line it up. This is a little smaller. You again find your crease here and your crease here, just like you did on the front. You either draw a line and cut, or you go to your trimmer, keep this little corner piece because you can put it up here. then you can trim a little. Let me see if I need to trim a little on mine. The other thing is if you trim too much here, if you want it to be 1/8 of an inch, if you trim 1/8 here and 1/8 here, you now have 1/4 of an inch showing here. Again, it's not rocket science. There's no right or wrong, or gee, it has to be like this. So I'm going to take like a 1/16 off and place that inside. I might need a little bit more there. So you can see I have yet to see a video that gives you each card as you cut it is going to be different, so you might as well get that. And all right. And there. Okay. Then I frequently take this corner that we trimmed off the front here, okay, and put it here. Now check it first. Okay, I want it to line up here, preferably line up across here. And I like what I'm seeing here. You need to make sure that it's gonna not get caught in the crease when you fold it. So then you use up that whole quarter sheet or trimmed quarter sheet like that, okay? And then you've got your inside. Now, some samples you'll see, they want to take it further and decorate the top and or this other gusset, this other corner. I just choose not to, okay? I haven't on any of mine, but you may see that. Okay, and I can see where it still needs a good creasing. All right, so then what you need to do is come up with what you want to use. And these I die cut. Remember, I was trying to come up with a fairly quick card using the dies because the butterflies were really, really quick to do. So let's see. I like to work in 3s. And I want this one in here because I like the little buds. I do not have any leaves. This is the removable tape that I like to use. The other thing you want to keep in mind is that you don't want to go beyond the top. So if you have in place, okay, you can't go beyond that, or you shouldn't. I don't like to use the can't. So which one has my adhesive on it? Oh, I put it on here. Let's start with the dark one. So see, I can put it clear up to here and still be okay. So let's put this here. And maybe this one, kind of tuck it under a little bit. Here. See, I don't want it to hang out the side. Maybe I don't like this big one. There, maybe that works. Okay. And put that there. I'm going to put the bud maybe on the inside. Then if I want to stamp or cut out some leaves, I can. And like I said, there's sentiments in it. I can put the sentiments in it. And there you have a fairly quick themed. It kind of helps to have an idea what you're going to go with. So this is the art gallery with Poppy Parade with an angle corner fold. All right. Now, they kind of bounce around. I've talked to you, I think, or have put in my directions, these cute little Velcro dots. They come with a male and female. I put them together so they're always ready to go. And whenever I have a card that no matter how much I've burnished, it still wants to bounce, which last week's card and this week's card. I tried putting it here on the corner, but I think it needs to be here in the center. So you put one side down, and then the next question you're going to ask is, it says Velcro on them. I get them in the notions department, or the sewing accessories is what that's called, at Joann's. So I think any sewing center probably has those. Okay, so now it's not bouncing around and we're good to go. Okay, so that's how you make it. Really, really simple. Let me give you a couple other ideas with this stamp set before I show you some alternate. Isn't this pretty? That's the stamps and the dies. There's the little border that I meant to cut out. This, what I call my diamond, the stitch nested dies, is retiring. One of my faves. Here is another one I've done with this set. I colored the ribbon. It's a seam binding with a blend. This is also designed to be used with our gilding. I should do a video on using the gild leafing. And there's a stamp that's designed. I could swap this out. Can you see the shine in that? It just adds a really elegant. This is Wink of Stella, and that's the gilding. A really nice look to it. Kind of goes with the gold and the acetate. So that's the art gallery. And then I kind of got into the heart theme. I had seen some of these. I think Valentine's may be past, but you still have weddings or anniversaries or just a thinking of you. This takes in the Love You Always foil pattern paper, specialty paper. It is only available until the end of the month, and then it'll be gone. There are 3 colors. This is Blushing Bride, Rococo Rose, because it's leaving because the Rococo Rose is retiring, and the Sahara Sand. And the dies, look at the mess. The dies are part of the lots of heart. This is in the mini catalog and will be available until the end of June. I love the dies. This is a die. The scallop heart is a die. Okay, and in this case, you just measure again and do 2 of them. Is this the one? Yeah. This has a really neat heart border die. The corner up here, and you can put stuff up there because when it closes, it gets tucked inside. These are the 2 nesting punches hearts, which I believe are leaving as well. And this is part of the lots of heart. I don't remember what the dies are called, but it's all part of a bundle. And there's just tons of hearts. And so I also layered this, but this foil piece is from the corner. So there's I like to give you ideas to jumpstart you. This die set also has a real pretty lacy heart that kind of all fits together. You can see the loopy heart here, the one that gets smooth. This is also part of that Love You Always foil paper, patterned foil, specialty paper, in Sahara Sand. I've cut the heart and the detail out of our pearlized paper in the mini catalog, which is carrying over. I don't really remember where the ribbon's from. Again, I used a double layer. The love then is from a set called Forever and Always. It's got a love and an always and the flower that goes with the paper. And so on this one, I cut the love out of the pearlized paper and mounted it on a backing. I was looking for that earlier. And the inside, I really didn't do too much with this time. Then you can write. But I do have the foil in the corner and a piece of vanilla rather than using my pearl. And again, I closed it with a glue dot. Now, to stimulate your creativity, we've been opening our cards this way. You can flip it over and have the corner on the other side. This is the Ornate Garden. This DSP is on sale like for $6 and it's normally $15. So that is awesome. And for that, I used both daisies, our big daisy punch. This is called the medium daisy punch, and there's two of them here, two large in the medium on the center one. The leaves are also punched out as some Ornate Garden DSP with a sprig that I think is gone. You'd have to look on my blog. I haven't posted this one yet. I've typed it up. This is the Ornate Thanks, which is continuing, as is the Ornate Layers. And then inside, I put this one on the end. It opens like this. I used my corner piece here and punched a couple of daisies and used some vanilla this time. Okay, so you can open them either way and it clears everything. Remember, you might want to be thinking about whether it's hanging over your card for when you put it in your envelope. Then I saw a card that I had to readjust because it was done with some papers we no longer have. This is a new color. So this is called Freesia, Fresh Freesia. No, I don't remember. But it's a lovely purple. I've used a stamp set that has been around for a while and will be continuing called Timeless Tulips. This has some wonderful words in it. Get well soon, happy birthday, hello. And then it's got some nice, it's also got happy Easter, happy spring. And then it's got a coordinating punch, which the sample used the punch and some punch paper we had last time. So you might want to look that up. This is the pansy paper. There's some gingham in it. And this is our new Freesia color. I've used Granny Apple Green and stamped right on it. Stitched oval dies, leaving. Stitched layered dies, leaving, but some of our new ribbon. But this one has a double corner. Isn't that fun? What I did is I took my big pattern and kept trimming until I got the right area that I felt I needed here at the point. So essentially what I did is I cut off a 1/2 inch. And then this is my small pattern. And you do the same thing. You fold your card in half. Well, I can't do that with my tulips in the way. And you crease it front and back and front and back. You fold them to the inside. You have to trim your paper like I did with the pencil marks, but you start with 4 by 5 1/4. I just love this. These I had to fussy cut. The big tulip was just a little too much, and I stamped some on the bottom, and you have an idea. So, possibilities. The last one I didn't get a chance. I wasn't inspired, but I do have a sheet of, and it's hard to see white on white. I should have done another color. There's nothing, we used to do all kinds of pop-ups. I just haven't done a whole lot of them. But the other thing you can do is, still using the crease here on the side, is to open it so that you have things over here. Now I have seen these done with the butterflies, and what happens is when you close it in, everything gets inside so nothing's hanging out. And then you can still decorate the outside. The way we used to do it back in the good old days, remember I've been stamping for probably 30 years, but I've been with Stampin' Up! Almost 24. There isn't too much that I haven't seen or tried. You can take this and actually, here's my 1/8 inch edge, actually put it in a card, tack it in, and then it opens like this. Okay. Have I jump-started your creativity and thoughts really well? I hope I have. That's my purpose with these creative folds. This all started with the butterflies, which I couldn't share. This really was a corner fold I hadn't done. I had done something similar to this many years ago. Don't remember what used to pop up. But you can have balloons coming up in here. As long as it fits this space, it will clear. Okay? Birthday cards, the Hey Chick with the balloons, whatever. So I challenge you to try this fold. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, happy stamping, happy creating, and happy figuring it out. We'll see you again next Friday for another fun fold. Bye.